Hello my friends, my name is Forge and welcome to our brand new add-on update. So today, I'm here to go ahead and give you an update on my Scarecrow add-on, which I released a year ago on December 13th. Now this is actually my second add-on that I ever released, and it was actually a really cool add-on as well. Because basically allowed you to go and scare away like different monsters, depending on the type of Scarecrow that you add. So it didn't scare away animals. I did not make it like that because, that's basically the traditional way of making Scarecrows, but I wanted to do things a little bit differently. So this is actually how Minecraft was going to originally be way back in the day. If you didn't know, Scarecrows were going to come to the game at one point. Of course, Jeb and Notch and all of them, they were discussing it, and it was actually just a way to scare off different monsters, and that's basically what sparked the idea of this add-on. And so just looking over here, these are all the different Scarecrows I have part of this add-on. So you can make yourself the original Scarecrow, which the sole purpose is to scare away the basic mobs like zombies, skeletons, and stuff like that. Now for the Illager one, this scares away Illagers, like any kind of Illager. This even works for Ravagers, which is pretty cool. So of course you got yourselves the Creeper one, which scares away creepers. The Witch one can actually throw potions at other mobs, which is pretty cool. I'll get onto that in a moment. But also can scare away witches. And then of course for the Phantom one, it scares away phantoms. But we're just going to go ahead and come over here to the first one, which is the original Scarecrow. And this can be dyed any color that you want, which I think is pretty cool. And the best part is, this even works for the original dyes, like ink sacks, cocoa beans, lapis, and bone meal, which is really, really great. Now, if you want to go and dye them, basically you're just going to grab the dye of your choice, and then you right click it, and then it becomes that color. We do have ourselves the crafting recipe, and you can craft it just like this, so you do need to get yourself an armor stand. So it's basically just putting all the stuff on there. And so we got ourselves the card pumpkin, we got wheat for the arms, and then another tunic right there. And now, one thing is, whenever you do craft this, I'm here going to quickly show you how to craft it. So whenever I go and come over here, I'm going to go and stick this right here, stick in the leather tunic, stick in our armor stand with our 2 pieces of wheat. Now, I want to point out that you're going to want to put this within an empty slot in your inventory, not where your hand is. So make sure that you put it within an empty area, because I'll show you what happens here in a moment. The moment I hover over it, it will spawn in the Scarecrow, and whenever you go and kill it, then it will give you the spawn egg. And if you're wondering about why I couldn't make it to where you could just craft the spawn egg instead, and well, I really could not figure out on how to actually craft the spawn eggs, so that's basically why I had to make the item to where you just hover over it and stuff like that. Now the Scarecrow Villager, it's basically the same recipe, but this time you need an emerald and an iron axe, and you must put it within this exact recipe or it's not going to work. So if you go ahead and grab this, and then you hover right over it, yet again, it's going to go and spawn in the Scarecrow Villager, and then you basically get the spawn egg by killing it that way. So you can just go ahead and keep on getting it back over and over again, which is really, really nice. So anyways, what I mentioned earlier is that this guy, he basically can scare away different Illagers. So let's say I go and grab myself a Ravager, I go and grab myself an Evoker, and I grab myself a Vindicator. This also works for Pillagers and stuff like that. So if I were to go come over here, go spawn in the Ravager, look at that. The Ravager, the big scary beast, is running away from the little Scarecrow. He's that terrified of it. And this guy, he's even more scared of him because he runs like crazy. The Vindicator is also going to run like that. So pretty much any kind of Illager is just going to run away from that. And I think this would be a really cool thing to actually have if you're doing like a raid or something like that. So if you want to keep like Pillager raids away or Pillager patrols away, something like that, then this is probably going to be the best thing for you. So now let's talk about the Scarecrow Creeper. Now I went ahead and used the same assets that I had in my Vampire add-on for the Creeper Ed. So as you can see, I do myself the Creeper card pumpkin, and you just need to go ahead and put a normal pumpkin, so have a stone cutter, and then it becomes this pumpkin. And you can basically just go ahead and use that within the crafting recipe. So same crafting recipe as before, but this time it is using the Creeper card pumpkin as mentioned earlier, and then you need gunpowder surrounding that as well. I'm going to need to go ahead and come out of here because this is going to be a very explosive Scarecrow, because what you can do is you can go ahead and make it explode. So you can right click and look at that, it just explodes. But this can also be used to scare away creepers. So if you don't want any creepers within a certain area, then you can just go ahead and place this guy down, and those creepers will never come around that area, which is pretty awesome. So anyway, this could be our crafting recipe. You need some gunpowder, and you also need to get yourself the special Creeper card pumpkin. Now, if you want to get yourself this pumpkin, just stick in a standard pumpkin, a stone cutter, and then you can go ahead and craft that wonderful pumpkin. and just make yourself the Scarecrow. The Scarecrow Witch, this is going to be a very difficult one to actually obtain, because you actually have to get yourself 2 Dragon's Breath, and you know how difficult Dragon's Breath can get, because you have to go all the way to the end dimension, you have to fight the Ender Dragon, and the reason why I made it like this is because, one, it's going to be throwing potions left, right, and center at different kinds of mobs, and it's going to need to get its magical properties somewhere, right? The original idea was going to be Blaze Powder, but, you know, Blaze Powder, it could be a little bit easy to actually obtain, so I wanted it to be a little bit more difficult for it to actually get. So, as you can see, we can go ahead and get ourselves this by making this recipe. Now, this will work for all the 6 of these mobs, so it'll work for husks, it'll work for spiders, it'll work for silverfish, it'll work for zombie villagers, zombies, and skeletons. So, like, let's say you go ahead and grab yourself, like, a zombie or an undead mob. What it does is, it throws a healing potion at those mobs because, you know, that they hurt the mob instead of heal them. So, if you were to use, like, a harming potion, then that would be healing them. But if you had yourself, like, a spider, then it's going to throw a harming potion at the spider because it hurts the spider. So, that'll also work for silverfish as well. So, it's really, really great. But anyways, we're just going to go ahead and move on to the next one, which is going to be the final one. And this is going to be the Scarecrow Phantom. So for the Scarecrow Phantom, this will basically go and scare away just phantoms. So that's basically all there is to it. That's all he does. But, however, if I were to go ahead and come over to the crafting recipe, this is going to be the recipe right there. So you need yourself 4 phantom membranes. So you actually will have to kill yourself some phantoms if you want to make yourself the special object. So that way you can just go ahead and scare away phantoms forever, instead of just having like a cat around, things like that. But anyway, that pretty much does it for this add-on release. So I actually wanted to go and update this for a very long time, just because, you know, I always find it frustrating that whenever you're around your base, you always find yourself like a zombie or a skeleton, and I just really wanted to actually have a way to actually scare away those different creatures inside your game and stuff like that. But anyway, I do want to hear your thoughts down below in the comments on what you think of this, and if you want to go and get yourself this add-on, there will be a link down below in the description. And of course, it will be on MCPEDL very, very soon. So keep an eye out and you'll see it over there. But if you did enjoy this video, then also let me know by leaving a like on it and subscribe to see numbers still upload. And for now, I hope you have a logical day. And I will catch you next time. Bye.